firestorm of controversy tonight involving the FDNY. The chief investigator looking into a deadly fire on the movie set of an Ed Norton film removed from the case after he says he kept digging for answers about the cause of the fire. Good evening, everyone. At 6 o'clock. I'm Bill Ritter.
And I'm Liz Joan. The fire marshal in charge of that investigation into that fast-moving fire this past March in Harlem tonight says that he intends to sue the FDNY. This after he says he was kicked off the case.
That fire killed a New York firefighter. Now that fire marshal claims he was taken off the case after he kept digging deep for answers into what caused it.
It is a huge controversy. Investigative reporter Jim Hoffer is here now with the story. Jim.
The FDNY says a team of more than a half dozen fire marshals have agreed the cause of the movie set fire was a defective boiler. But the lead investigator, first on the scene, who spent days digging through the debris, says he was taken off that case after pushing to examine the cause more thoroughly. It took just 6 weeks for the FDNY to determine the cause of a fast-moving fire that trapped and killed veteran firefighter Michael Davidson in a Harlem building where a Hollywood movie was being filmed. The fire department blamed a faulty boiler flue pipe for igniting combustible material stored in the basement. But now the lead investigator at the scene, Fire Marshal Scott Specht, says when he pushed to look more closely at what role a basement filled with combustible movie set material may have played in the fire, he was removed from the investigation.
Removed him from the job after he kept pushing forward to get to the bottom of what truly happened.
Specht's attorney filed a notice that Specht intends to sue the FDNY and his supervisor for termination of an ongoing investigation and for allowing the Hollywood elite to circumvent the appropriate scrutiny.
You have a boiler, but you also have a movie production company that interjected into this building massive amounts of flammable material.
The FDNY is pushing back hard on Fire Marshal Specht's allegations. A spokesman saying that Specht, quote, wasn't taken off the case and he initially agreed with the findings. The FDNY also claims that in a meeting with a team of investigators, Specht said, quote, I don't have enough experience or training to make a final report on the fire's cause, adding, of course it's the flue. But Fire Marshal Specht insists Hollywood producers have been given cover, while he's now being harassed by his supervisors.
You should let the investigator do their job and do a complete and fair investigation. He wasn't allowed to do that.
The FDNY says that Fire Marshal Specht was not the lead investigator here and that after he stated he didn't believe he had the experience to make the final report on this case, Specht's supervisor took on that role. A spokesman continuing to say that Specht's notes and theories on the fire were included in that final report.